Do you think the recipe police is going to punish you? Look at this. Right there, baby. This is it. We're going to put this right there on top of the fish, on top of the macaroni and cheese, the one we use for the tomato pie. This is a beautiful recipe. See, look how beautiful that is. Okay, this is what we're doing. We're using a country bread. You can get this at most bakery. You can get it at Costco. You can get it in most bakery. It's a bread that is mostly dough, and that's what I need. I need a doughy bread. I can't use the French baguette or anything. It's got too much crust in it. We're going to remove the crust, and we're going to make that fresh bread crumb. And then we're going to use garlic, parsley, sun-dried tomato, and Parmigiano Reggiano, okay? And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up a little bit of the garlic, just a little bit, so I get a little bit of a head start for the food processor. Otherwise, it's just going to get stuck on the outside of the food processor, right? So I'm going to take this right there, and maybe I'll put another one. What do you think? What do you think? There you go. I think you guys think it's okay to put more garlic, right? It's a fabulous way. Or you can use my garlic puree. You know, I make a garlic puree in an ice cube tray. You can do that as well, too. That makes it easy, yeah? Fresh breadcrumb. You know when I make fresh breadcrumb, friends? I make extra fresh breadcrumb because you can freeze it. You can freeze it for months. Not that you would want to freeze it for a month, but you really could, right? We're going to put some sun-dried tomato in there. And you notice my sun-dried tomato are fairly dry. They're not like the one you need to reconstitute in water. If you have to reconstitute them in water, don't do it. Just don't buy them. Buy the one that are soft. When you buy sun-dried tomato today, they really know how to do it. Where they're soft. Remember years ago, you used to have to, yeah, probably you guys don't remember. It's before the war. Like I was in the war. So look, we're going to make this right there, friends. Look, that's going to give us a start, right? So we got the garlic going a little bit. We got like a little puree thing going on over here, but let's do a little bit more. And then we're going to put the bread in there, okay? I don't want the garlic to be too big. That's what I'm doing. You see right there? Look, nice. Right? All right, so that's good right there. Now all I got to do is cut some bread. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bread right there, and I'm going to remove the ends of it. I'm not going to throw the ends away. It's going to be my lunch. Or I give it to the duck. We got a lot of duck here in Florida. Little delicious ducks. So here we go, friends. Right there. Okay, now that breadcrumb, I use it a lot. I use it for the macaroni and cheese. I use it for my tomato pie. I make a tomato pie, a fabulous tomato pie. You know. It's okay if you leave a little crust, then don't worry. Just cut it up in decent sized pieces, so then the food processor doesn't freak out on you, right? And then you remove it just like that, you see? Like I say, make a lot of this because it's wonderful. I love to use it on salmon also. I got this fabulous salmon recipe that I make where you put a Dijon mustard on top of the fish. You put the fresh breadcrumb like this with the sun-dried tomatoes, and I add a bit of fresh horseradish also. That's another recipe. And I put on top of the salmon. I bake the salmon like that. That breadcrumb is amazing. On the macaroni and cheese, I think it's the best breadcrumb you can use. I don't like to use the dry breadcrumb for this. I like to make it nice and moist. It gives you a beautiful crust. And it's okay if you leave a little bit of the bread, the crust from the bread. Don't worry. It's not like we're going to do a food competition here. Make extra, okay? Here we go. Oh, mamma mia. That's going to be a lot right there, friends. All this for the ducks. Put a bit of Parmigiano Reggiano in there. Measure carefully. Remember, it's all about measuring everything. Only kidding. I don't measure anything, all right? You don't need to worry about it. So what if one time you make it, it's got a little more garlic than the time before? Or what about if you put a little sun-dried tomato more this time than the last time? Do you think the recipe police is going to punish you? Look at this. Oh yeah, baby. Look at this. Let me tell you. We're going to use a little more Parmigiano Reggiano. Oh, here you go. A little more. That you have to. Don't be afraid to put Parmigiano Reggiano. Pecorino Romano also will be good. Very salty though. Look at this. Right there, baby. This is it. Look at this. We're going to put this right there on top of the fish, on top of the macaroni and cheese, the one we use for the tomato pie. This is a beautiful recipe. See, look how beautiful that is. And it smells delicious. That's why you have to keep it in the freezer. If you're not going to use it right away, You can't keep it in the fridge. Okay, that's it, friends. Don't do it any more than that. You want it to be like this, just like this. All right, and we're going to use that later on. Beautiful. Macaroni and cheese. We don't need to make it anymore. We have it right there.